Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cryptids and Conspiracies, a Saturday night show where the truth is in the middle. Now, let me bring on my partners in crime.
Sir, nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
That's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose. Wookiees are known to do that.
Hola. Hola.
Hey. Sorry about that.
A little bit of time delay.
Music in my head. Oh,
Uh-oh.
What the hell? What happened? What happened?
Music? What music?
You there?
I'm here. I hear you. Hello?
Oh, man. Having technical difficulties today. All right.
But you can't hear me?
All right. You there now?
I'm here.
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear you.
I hear you.
Okay. All right.
I hear you.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Just so that you know,
All right,
I saved 15% or more on my car insurance by switching.
Well,
did you hear that? Good for me.
Yeah, I heard that.
I heard
that.
It's no Scottish, just clap!
Cool.
Hello. Good evening. How are y'all doing?
Greetings. Okay, here. And let me bring on the guy who's kind of guilty, responsible for all this.
Responsible for this whole thing.
If it goes badly, we're going to blame
all
him.
his fault.
It won't.
Here we go.
Abby someone. Abby someone. Abby who? Abby normal.
Yes, I hear it. Bring on! Ding, ding, the dancing machine! Yes!
Well, I'm the unknown researcher. I couldn't find a paper bag.
The unknown researcher. You know what? The unknown comic got his launch on there.
Yes, he did. Hey, Wookie,
He was
how do you
awesome.
spell assassin?
You put an N at the end of ass.
You put assassin.
Acid.
There's 4 S's in assassin, doofus.
I didn't know this was a fucking
Here we go.
spelling bee.
Yeah, all right. You know,
Just blame it on
beyond
blame it
Wiki's
on
inability
predictive
to
text or
spell.
How many
beyond,
S's
his
are in
inability to
assholes?
spell.
Well, there's
2, 3, actually. 3. All right.
one up there in
Anyway.
the corner. In the
All right, Sultan. Tonight we're going to introduce you to the biggest cokehead of the 80s, 70s too. His name was Chuck Barris. All right.
No, I thought you were going to say, Nick
Yeah.
Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
I don't know. I think Chuck had him beat. Yeah.
What are you?
All right. All right. Let me play this clip. This is an interview that Chuck did. I think within a couple years of his death, but this is him being asked about it. So here you go.
My name is Charles Hirsch Barris. I've written pop songs. I've been a television producer. In addition, I have murdered 33 human beings.
I talked to a psychic today, and she said that you are going to be very successful.
A pretty girl asks 3 handsome guys questions, and she picks one to date. That's it. That's the show.
His future was uncertain.
I'm sorry about your show. Are you okay?
I just want to entertain people.
His every move was being watched.
I could use your help. I work for the Office of Diplomatic Security.
Is that the CIA or something?
Are you interested?
I can teach you at least 30 different ways to kill a man, Mr. Barris.
The edge of your hand against your adversary's Adam's apple.
Mr. Goldberg!
Hi, Chuck. I have a hole in my daytime schedule.
It's the Gong Show!
It's a perfect cover. TV producer by day, CIA operative at night. Think of it as a hobby, something you do to relax. Dankeschön.
I'm Chuck.
Here you are, Chuck. Pleasantly surprised. You're not like the other murderers.
When you lead two different lives, it's easy to forget what side you're on.
Hey, all right. Penny, Patricia, how'd you find me?
Are you serious? This is what I do for a living.
What does she mean that's what she does?
You're dead
for
in my
a
book.
living? Do you want me around or not?
Everything's complicated, Pen. You work for me. There's no backing out now. We let you in on everything.
Drew Barrymore, George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and Sam Rockwell as Chuck Barris.
Look who comes out of hiding.
Someone changed sides.
It's over. It's finished. Your history.
You're a dead man.
Confession.
Cool. That was cool.
Interesting.
Yes.
I've never seen that movie.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
neither have
this
I
is
just might
actually,
do it now.
Yeah, it's a movie. Basically, George Clooney's like first movie that he directed. So that's what it's known for. But based on Chuck Barris's autobiography and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And what was interesting about it was that his career kind of hit a lull in the middle of like the 80s. Okay. He had he'd given up his production company, and then he went to France, and then he came back and tried again and created a production company, wound up giving up all that and then going back to France. And then around this, this time he showed up with a autobiography. Let me play the first part of this. There you go.
This was probably why he wrote his autobiography titled Confessions of a Dangerous Mind in 1984. In it, he claimed that he worked for the Central Intelligence Agency in the 1960s and 1970s throughout Southeast Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East, primarily as an assassin. He claimed to be a decorated CIA assassin, saying that after chaperoning a winning couple from the dating game on their dream date to an exotic location, he would disappear, kill someone by booking flights under the name Sonny Six Killer, and then return to Los Angeles to contend with his enemies at the networks. The book did get a lot of attention, much of it unwanted. The CIA publicly denied that Barris was ever an employee, and after the release of the movie, the CIA spokesman Paul Nowak said Barris's claims are ridiculous. It's absolutely not true. It sounds like he's been standing too close to the gong all those years, says CIA spokesman Tom Crispell. Chuck Barris has never been employed by the CIA, and the allegation that he was a hired assassin is absurd. After the book came out, Barris admitted on NBC's Today Show that he had lied about it all, saying, "No, I was never a CIA hitman. I never did those things. I once applied for the CIA, and while I was going through the process, I got a job and went on television. But I had always wondered what would have happened if I had done both." Barris also stated that after having been hired by the CIA through a want ad, he aced his training and was soon infiltrating a civil rights march in Selma, Alabama. He also claimed that at age 16 he convinced his sister's 13-year-old friend to lick his wee-wee by telling her it tasted like a strawberry lollipop.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah. Chuck was definitely crazy on the Gong Show. That's for sure. He didn't hold back on anything on that show. Holy shit.
Yeah. Right. Well, again, I haven't seen it, so I can just.
I'll tell you what. When you do see it, Kroll, you'll get a massive kick out of it. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, look up the clips.
Look up the clips. It's just. And
people were calling.
His daughter helped out on that show too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I believe. Yeah.
Well, they were calling it the downfall of Western civilization. They were appalled by it. They considered it like.
No, that would be
like.
Yeah.
There you
go.
Would
be no.
Yeah.
But basically, they considered him like exploiting people. But the funny thing about it was they found some genuine talent on that show, including a woman, a singer who later on went to record "Ring My Bell," and got like a #1 hit off of it. And
Boxcar Willie.
Yeah.
Boxcar Willie won one of the episodes of that and became, famous.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then of course there's the unknown comic who got his start on the Gong Show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, now when he was talking about his basically the movie kind of like dramatizes the way he said that he was like brought into the CIA, and let me play that for you right quick.
You're a pretty angry young fella. Can't fight worth a damn, though.
Hey, screw off, queer. Don't think I haven't seen you watching me in that bar for a week now.
Kind of a loner, I'd say. Fairly bright, tad antisocial. Mad at the world. Can I buy you lunch?
Look, there's a schoolyard half a block down. Why don't you go trolling there?
I can teach you at least 30 different ways to kill a man with a single blow, Mr. Barris. Might help in future bar fights, just a thought. Oh, and there's money in it. Good money.
Well, I figure if I can keep afloat until I come up with the next game show idea, then all will be copacetic.
Sounds great, Chuck. I've never known a television producer before. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Okay. What's this money deal you were talking about?
I work for a government agency. Always looking for good, enthusiastic men to help us carry out our directives.
What kind of work? What government agency?
Problem-solving work. The Office of Diplomatic Security.
So what? I never heard of it. Is that the fucking CIA or something?
Please be discreet, Mr. Barris.
It is the fucking CIA. Yeah, hell, I'll be a spy. Where do I sign up? Are you fucking with me? You're fucking with me, aren't you?
Hardly. Then you wouldn't be working for the company. You'd be an independent contract agent. Independent. No official tie to any agency. Understand?
Why me?
Well, as you know, I've been watching you. For quite some time, actually. I only let you know about it for the last week. I'm happy to report you fit our profile, Mr. Barris. Are you interested in the work?
What's the profile?
Are you interested in the work, Mr. Barris?
Yeah, sure. I want to be a secret agent, contract agent, whatever. Get the fuck beautiful Eastern European women wear
What we do is very serious, Mr. Barris. It's essential in quelling the rise of communism, allowing democracy to get its rightful foothold around the globe. You understand?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's good.
My name is Michael Weston. I used to be a spy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a great show. Love that show.
Well, well, the thing about it is we've covered pretty pretty well around here lately. Just how shady the CIA was around this time, in the 60s and 70s, and how they were doing all sorts of really, questionable activities.
Yeah. I mean, even when George Clooney says when George Clooney says spread democracy around the world, it sounds awful when he says it that way.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on a minute.
Well, it's that Cold World War thing that, is never officially declared. So they did all sorts of mind-numbingly horrible things to one another in the name of preventing communism.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, they did a really shitty job of it.
Especially in the
A
60s.
really shitty job of it. The 60s. They basically walked right into all of our colleges and started producing little commies that eventually took over the rest of America. And so, they did a really crappy job. So I don't know what communism they were preventing, but they didn't prevent any communism from coming in here.
Did they do a crappy job, or was it their job and that was their intention?
Thanks.
Possibly.
I was just going to say that.
Who knows?
Well, I mean, how many times have you heard
Happy
somebody
stole
who
my
was
thought.
obviously communist lately say they're hurting our democracy or they're going after our democracy?
Yeah.
Somebody that is clearly a communist. They claim to be
Joe
so.
Biden.
Yeah.
There you go. And I was talking about our democracy, right? So maybe their democracy is communism.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Word salad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It could very well mean something else to them. Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
perhaps it's a case of we will have the democracy, and you shall have the communism.
But people don't realize we don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic.
Constitutional republic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. So anybody that tells you we live in a democracy is basically a commie. Anybody that tells you we're living in a democracy is basically
it's a trigger word.
Well, I was going to say misinformed, but yeah, okay. You can Hey,
Cotton in the chat. Hello, Cotton.
They've never read a copy of the Constitution. It doesn't have the word democracy in it one bit. Not once.
Yeah. See, the thing is, that gets confusing for some of these folks is the fact that, the way we vote is considered a democratic fashion
process.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
But that's filtered through the on the
way.
federal level. That's filtered through the Electoral College. That prevents bigger states with bigger concentrations from overriding the will of a smaller state.
We don't want these little enclaves that we see all over the freaking
which are
country.
ruling the states, by the way, because
they're
in the
ruling
states it's a democratic election, and so little pockets of cities are ruling the rest of the state.
These little city states.
Yeah.
Los Angeles taking over California, Sacramento, San Francisco,
Chicago,
Right, yeah.
New York,
Yep.
Detroit. And there's like 3 cities in all of Canada that rule Canada basically because of it.
Yeah.
Because of
Ottawa.
Democrat.
Yeah.
Ottawa. Yeah. Toronto and Vancouver, I guess.
Yeah.
But basically, so that's what they were worried about when they
the CIA just
college in was the only thing that prevents us from having that, which is why they try to get rid of it every chance they get.
Yeah.
So
the CIA, as a point of fact, in the 1950s, toppled the duly elected government of Iran in the 1950s.
Yes. And they inserted the Shah.
Right, yeah.
And then the Shah was there as a figurehead. The Shah had no problems with the prime minister, who was, quote unquote, democratically elected.
Right.
Okay. And he was very popular. And the CIA decided to do, what they do, and sowed the seeds of unrest and bullshit and, false claims and all that crap. And,
what happens? This is the pattern, okay? The CIA decides that the person currently in charge of this government is not beneficial to democracy, and so the CIA, using USAID money, brings up a whole bunch of groundswell grassroots organized rioters. And then they overthrow and basically cause that person to be voted out in favor of their puppet. But then the puppet that they put in is supposed to be someone weak-willed that they can control. And he becomes unpopular to the people. And so the wrong kind of people raise a groundswell and throw them down, and suddenly we have a hostile government to the United States. It's happened in Syria and all across the Middle East.
Yes. But get this though, Kennedy was going to get rid of the CIA, and what happened to him?
Yep,
he was going to disband it.
I don't know what happened.
What happened? It's truth. It's fact. With all the paperwork and shit that's coming out now.
Yeah. Well, what happened was they went to the mob, who was pissed off at Robert Kennedy, and they used the hitmen from the mob to carry out a hit.
Yep.
And then they had the Secret Service look the other way.
Yep. Pretty much.
And so the Secret Service did the worst job possible on that particular day, kind of like Butler, Pennsylvania.
Well, and then you have the financing arm and in the USAID, the financing arm.
Sherry.
Lovely Sherry. Hello.
Hey,
welcome.
Sherry. Oh.
So
anyway.
The USAID, now that has been frozen, nobody's getting their money. Like a little organization here in the United States called Act Blue, that all of a sudden are shutting their doors because they have no funding. I thought that was supposed to be an NGO that was privately
evidently
funded.
They've been funding all these little protests that we're seeing across the United States right now.
Yes.
And all the town halls that have suddenly been infiltrated and taken over by protesters.
Yeah,
and they chase the money back to Act Blue. So
pallets of bricks are expensive. They are very expensive to buy those pallets of bricks, and even on street corners for people to throw.
Just in the middle of nowhere.
Very expensive to do
that.
So,
right, and giving baristas from Portland paramilitary gear. That's not cheap. It's just not cheap. Okay?
The masks are cheap when you're buying by the thousands. Bulk rate.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Yeah.
So, do we think that since Chuck Barris has claimed that he was an independent contractor, was he paid through USAID with a phony social security number that's 300 years old?
Well, the USAID was created during the Kennedy administration, and Kennedy, right after signing it into existence, was assassinated. and suddenly USAID is nobody was entirely sure who had oversight over it. Essentially, it was supposed to be Congress, but Congress was basically just stamping any request that they made for.
Well, they got
the
LBJ in there.
mid-60s on, so
LBJ took over,
right?
And so, yeah, he was just
so it became a
doing
slush
whatever.
fund. It became a slush fund for all sorts of shit.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much.
Anyway,
but so yeah, Chuck Barris had.
And I've never seen. Go ahead.
Chuck Barris had a propensity for disappearing for weeks and months at a time. Just poof, he's gone.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where the hell he was at, and he never really gave any kind of legitimate freaking answer if anybody asked.
No. Well, hold on a second. We got.
Well.
Okay. Just saying hey. All right. Let me give you the second half of that documentary real quick.
He also claimed that in 1953 he took his 75-year-old grandmother on a camping trip to the Poconos for a great day. Unfortunately, when he woke up the next morning, she was dead, so he zipped her body into a sleeping bag, tied it to the roof of his Volkswagen, and drove to a police station. And while he was inside making a report, someone stole his car. He also claimed that when ABC decided to air the dating game, the CIA said, hey, no reason you can't be a successful TV producer and a spy. He stated that he kept avoiding assignments until his CIA boss said, come with me to Mexico City, it'll be fun, that they were going to kill a communist revolutionary. According to Barris, they did the hit, and after returning, he had 3 ex-cons destroy the Cadillac of someone claiming to be a dating game talent scout and raping would-be contestants. Then the CIA had him meet a courier in London where he exchanged an envelope full of money for a roll of microfilm. He apparently then jammed his silenced pistol into the courier's mouth and pulled the trigger 3 times, whereupon the man's eyes remained surprised while the back of his head splattered against the wall of the church. He said that he then greased the bullet-shaped vial, dropped my pants, and slid the vial up my ass. He claimed that many of his friends were killed because there was a mole in the CIA, but he managed to kill the mole. He also said that he received an Outstanding Service Award for his work. He also claimed that he spent $20,000 on abortions for his many girlfriends.
Only 20,000?
Yeah. Well, it's cheap back then, you know. Cheap back then, you know. It was the 70s.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was the 70s.
Well, the thing about it is that when you hear about these things that he says, you know, there's like every once in a while there's like little details in there that kind of make you wonder, you know, like the whole shoving the vial up his butt or whatever to to carry it, and you know, or the way he shot the guy, you know, and the way his eyes looked surprised. I mean, just little details like that. It's like it's creepy as shit that he would know stuff like that. And it is well documented that the dude disappeared for weeks and sometimes months at a time. And he had an active cocaine habit for like decades. Okay. And I mean, he was getting that money from blow from somewhere, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm just saying, and the fact that he recanted later and it said, oh, I just made it all up. And then later on, he came back and he said, oh, you know, they asked him if he had actually told anybody about it. He's like, no, never. You know, I'll take it to my grave. And he did that.
Yeah.
So, but if you're going to like make sure that you don't like get Arkansas-sided,
yeah,
look up the term
Clinton side.
Yeah. if you don't like wind up in a prison cell when all the cameras go out in the middle of the night and all the officers go for a walk and then you commit suicide.
I commit suicide by shooting myself twice in the back of the head?
Yes.
Which Steven Crowder proved. Steven Crowder proved that given the height of Epstein and the amount of cloth he had to supposedly hang himself, the only way that would have worked is if somebody was basically leaning on your back.
Right.
So, just saying. Anyway, all right, but now think about it. What's a better way of making sure that you don't die mysteriously, and under mysterious circumstances? Yeah, because he did go to leave to France for a long time, but then he comes out with this memoir, and it has all this stuff in it, and people are like, "Oh, it's just Chuck. He's being crazy," But Chuck lived to 87.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is,
the
CIA,
lung cancer.
The CIA coming out and publicly disavowing it. Hello? Of course they're going to say it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite an entrepreneur.
Yeah, they don't typically confirm they're assassins, do they?
Yeah.
No.
Of course.
I mean, they were trying to debunk.
Yeah, they don't
what's
typically
his name?
confirm
Bob Lazar. They tried debunking him, and then they found out. Wait a minute, why is he on the company? Rolodex.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said Bob Lazar was that they had no association. Bob Lazar was lying about all these associations, and and there's no paper trail. But then somebody dug up a paper trail, and it's like, why is he in this photo here? And why is he?
Yeah.
Why is he in a company phone list and all this shit?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean,
imagine that.
There's about 3 things that are true about Chuck Barris. First of all, he was he's an attention whore. Okay. Which, if you're an attention whore, you're also pretty much sociopathic. Have you ever known somebody who was an attention whore that wasn't sociopathic, like to an nth degree?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually walk hand in hand. Secondly, he had an incredible cocaine habit. The guy literally snorted while he was out in front of national television cameras. Okay, you don't dance like that to Gene G dancing machine unless you're coked up out of your head. And so this is guy that's just casually snorting cocaine almost the whole time.
He loved to taste the ladies a lot.
Oh yeah, he spent 20 grand on abortions for all his girlfriends.
Maybe just a little.
And we do know that he did have a tendency to disappear and go on and disappear and come back. And
disappear.
And have no explanation for where he went. That's documented. His daughter has said that shit.
Yeah.
And
so hey, let me interrupt you real quick and just give
ahead.
a PSA to everybody in the chats. So in both our chats on YouTube, we've got a poll in there. So please participate in the poll. Whether you're on my chat or you're on Bunny's chat, please participate in the poll. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now back to the show.
All righty. And a quick addendum to his PSA. It's a declarative statement. Chuck Barris was a CIA assassin. So you can say it's either debunked that he was a CIA assassin, it's confirmed he was a CIA assassin, or it's in the middle somewhere. Maybe he had something to do with it. Maybe not as much as he said. And the last one's undecided for honorary Abby. But anyway. So but this is
how rude.
Wait.
How rude.
But nobody the gong show.
Where's the gong? Where's the gong? I want a gong.
the gong was in such a unique idea, and in the book he had like how he came up with it, and they did a dramatization in the movie. So here you go.
If I had a hammer, I'd a hammer in the morning, I'd a hammer in the evening, all over this
Very good.
land.
Very good.
I'd a hammer all danger.
That's great. That's fine. Thank you so
But
much.
I can't sing the whole song.
That was wonderful. Great. That was enough. That was fine.
Great. That was
All right.
lovely.
Very next thing.
Thank you.
Oh, Christ. There's gotta be somebody in America with some count. Ted Mack.
Good morning.
Hi.
Now, I saw her at a little club in Westward. You're going to love her.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. All over this land. If I were a bell.
Oh, no. Thank you.
That's great.
That was wonderful. We got everything we need. Thank you.
Wonderful.
That was
great. We'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've been going about this all wrong. Rather
God.
than killing ourselves trying
No,
to
no,
find
no,
good
no, no,
acts,
no.
we just put
Chuck,
bad ones
Chuck, honestly,
and kill them.
Honestly, this is, and I know you like them. This is torture.
No. We kill them before they're through. As soon as it gets unbearable, we kill them. Dead.
A hammer in the morning. I'm all day long.
Oh man, that's
I see what what you mean.
That song
about
was
it being
unbearable.
I see what you mean about it being a bit like Britain's Got Talent or America's Got Talent or something like that.
Yeah, but the
That kind of
opposite.
thing. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think I would have taken Yoko over these two.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, but the whole idea of like killing the performance, or doing something to kill the performance before it stopped, the whole gong thing. He said he came up with that because he was thinking, man, I wish I could kill these people like I killed like South American dictators. And it's just like, whoa, wait a second, what a great idea, And as you saw, he had like a blow on his lip when he's.
Oh, the makeup department just missed.
I mean,
that was a blooper.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But so basically, I'm just I don't think it's as far fetched as some people have led you to believe. I do honestly think that it's entirely possible that he was into some shady shit, and he was living this dual life out in the public. So.
He was, or his whole family, his parents and him, was Jewish.
Right.
So now his uncle was fairly famous.
Mm-hmm.
But if he wasn't working for the CIA, could he be working for the Mossad?
Who knows?
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, around those times, though, the Mossad and the CIA, who knew where one started and one ended,
Yep.
I mean,
the Mossad was going after, ex-Nazis and shit like that all over the frickin' world.
Yeah,
So
going to South America a lot
in the 1960s. Yeah.
South America, definitely.
Definitely.
So I mean, it's just. Well, I mean, like I'm saying, there's so many, we've covered like the FBI screw ups and and how, the Building 7 thing, and the Pearl Harbor, the advanced notice of Pearl Harbor that never got passed on, and things like that, and it's always like at the bottom line, even Oklahoma City, when you look at the end phenomenon of all those things, all these dirty tricks, all these horrible things, all these tragedies, it seems like the government notched a little bit closer to totalitarianism, because of it, and they were able to that. Even 9/11, suddenly the Patriot Act came in, and they were able to watch us all, through all of our devices. And
that needs to
there
go
was a
away.
pattern. A pattern.
Right. And usually you don't see exactly. And usually you don't see these things until somebody breaks the system and all the and starts kicking over rocks and things, and usually it's like you don't notice a disease in your body.
Sometimes. Oh yeah. Snowden. Aye. Sometimes after the fact as well. That's the thing. It's always often after the fact. You go, oh yeah, that makes sense now.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing we've learned about Hollywood is that there's a lot of dual lives going on with those people.
Oh yeah.
A lot of scary allegations.
Well,
that are coming to light.
There was a makeup guy that worked for. There was a makeup guy that worked for the CIA who went to Iran. They got hostages out of Iran, and they made a movie called Argo out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Right. Tony Perez. He was classified for decades.
Decades.
But no, he was Canadian, I believe.
No, they got he wasn't Canadian. He wasn't Canadian. He was a CIA operative.
He went through the Canadian embassy.
Yeah.
He worked.
He went through the Canadian embassy. Right. Yeah.
Oh,
but he got the people out of the guys under the guise of a film crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Snuck them right out of the Canadian embassy, right onto a plane, and got them out of Iran before anybody knew that they left airspace before anybody knew what happened. Tony Perez, Argo, was very fascinating. And funny thing about it was he actually there's existing stills and movie posters and stuff of Argo, the movie that they were supposedly producing to get into Iran, that actually existed. There's actually producers and stuff like that were actually they worked so closely with Hollywood that they actually were able to create this movie out of whole cloth.
Those parts were played by one was played by John Goodman, and the other one was played by Alan Arkin.
Alan Arkin, the great Alan Arkin, so I mean, it's not entirely crazy that somebody could be this high profile, and be murking people on the weekends. I mean, it's really not that far fetched.
No. Not when you've got a crazy guy like Chuck Barris.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's probably the perfect person, because if he comes out and someone as wacky as him comes out and says, "I'm a CIA spook," who's going to believe him?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he says a bunch of far-fetched shit anyway.
Oh, well, yeah.
But at the same time, they can't murder him. Because if they did, it would give him legitimacy now, wouldn't it?
Right.
It would give his stories legitimacy. So the cokehead, he basically ensured that they couldn't touch him. So it makes a lot of sense.
Smart move.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Garth Brooks does it all the time. Well, yeah, Garth Brooks, how inexplicably huge did his career get? And then all the creepy stories that have come out about him. And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. But anyway, yeah. Watch his TikTok sometimes. They'll make every hair on your neck stand up. They are creepy as shit. There's something wrong with that dude. There's something missing with that dude. Anyway. But yeah, honestly, the more I looked into this, I expected to kind of debunk it pretty quickly. But just given the length and breadth of like shady shit that we've been kind of wading through on this show, and made these 40 episodes, it's like when I hear things like this, they just don't sound that far-fetched anymore.
Right.
Well, yeah, considering what's being discovered now through our government, etc.
Through Doge,
through Doge, nothing's out of the question of reality now.
Well, I mean, when you hear that there's a slush fund, a slush fund.
Did you hear the one today or yesterday? Did you hear it now?
No, I didn't. Go ahead.
You know how everybody was speculating who was running the government for Biden because he was kind of incapacitated?
Oh, I think I heard that.
It may have been Hunter.
Yes,
Hunter.
It may have been Hunter.
He's got no security clearances and he's running the country, possibly? What the hell?
For making decisions, let's put it that way.
Well, I know that he's come out that he's broke and he's trying to get like people to avoid. That they're trying to get. He's trying to get people to avoid.
You mean his art's not selling all of a sudden? What do you mean?
Yeah. It's strangely those $500,000 paintings of smeared with his own poop aren't selling anymore. So it's almost like that they were like. There's a reason why they were buying them that was beyond.
Supposedly had a gallery bigger than like Picasso. I'm going like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw like a retrospective of his art, and I'm like, I have seen finger painting that's better than this.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
By a 4-year-old.
Do macaroni art better than that.
And it's literally shit. It's literally made with shit. Okay, it's been proven that some of it was made with shit.
Well, here's the thing too. There's another thing that's being questioned. If it is proven that this last administration, this last president, Biden, was to a point to where he was not making decisions and was to a cognitive point to where things were just being done on his behalf, but not necessarily with his direction.
Yeah.
Things like pardons and other executive orders and things like that are null and void.
Validated.
Yes.
I was waiting to say, does that not invalidate his entire terms, his entire presidency?
It very well could, because there were moments, even in the first year, that you could tell this guy ain't right. There's something's wrong here, and then him disappearing to Delaware all the time.
Well, Johnson, the leader of the House, Speaker of the House, he said he went. They went to sign something in the Oval Office, like an executive order or something, and he was there for like a ceremony. And then he said, "I need to speak to for President Biden alone." And he said they didn't want to let him be alone, but Biden's like, no, it's fine. And so they had to go away and leave him alone with Johnson. And Johnson's like, "Do you know that that you signed an executive order that basically blocked liquid natural gas from being sold overseas from America, and it's killing our Louisiana economy? Are you aware that you did that?" And he's like, no, that executive order I signed was just like looking into the possibility of. He's like, no, it was to cancel It was to cancel, and now they're buying their liquid natural gas from Russia, and they're funding the Russian war machine.
And he had to show him the bill that he signed, and he's all like, "I didn't sign this."
Yeah, and he showed him the bill, and Biden was like, "Wait a second, I didn't sign this," and he's like, "Yes, you did. I was there when you signed it."
Well, it's that stupid. They got that auto pin that they use that mimics his signature, and it's just like, something's not right with it.
And the only way that that's used is if he's on vacation. And how many times was that guy on vacation?
Every weekend, and sometimes a whole week.
Every weekend.
Yep.
Multiple times. He was on vacation more than any other president in American history.
Oh yeah.
And that includes Obama, who golfed like all the time. All the time. President Trump golfs, but he does business. He likes to put sanctions
Isn't
on
this the
Colombia
first
while
time
he's on the back nine.
broken away from Washington? Isn't it the first time since the January 20th he's broke away? He's down in Florida right now at his house.
Yeah,
it's the first time. So almost 2 freaking months. He's been nonstop 7 days a week.
Shock and awe. 2 months of shock and awe. It's not even 2 months though. It's just been 1 month and
it's just beginning.
Couple weeks. It's just beginning, yeah. But
just beginning.
So back to Chuck. So are we talking about the ramblings of a imaginative cokehead? Are we talking about the attempt to give himself a life insurance policy of a actual CIA assassin? Or are we talking somewhere in the middle, or are we undecided? I'm going to start out and say that for me, I think I'm in the middle on this. I don't know that he was involved as much as he says he was, but I think he was up to his eyeballs in something. And so that's where I land. What do you think, Abby?
Well, it is Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. And I think he did have that. And I think he was involved in the CIA.
So you're confirmed.
Think he did. I think he did do some wet work. As to how much
confirmation?
A confirmation from Abby? Oh, my.
Yeah.
How about you, girl?
I'm sorry, I'm just in shock at the confirmation from Abby, considering he's usually in the middle or undecided.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can handle it.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little staggered. I'm a little staggered.
I'm staggered. I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, I tend to think that if he did have dealings with the CIA, and if they were benign, let's say, why would they deny anything? So I'm kind of in between. I don't really know.
Yes.
I don't really know.
All right. Okay. So you're going in the middle?
I am indeed. He might have had some, but
okay.
I'm not so sure how much.
All righty. What do you think? What?
I agree with Abby.
Holy crap.
There was definitely some shady shit going on with that crazy bastard. And, it wasn't just the cocaine.
No. Well, I think I said before, he was crazy enough for if he had said anything, they'd have laughed him out the building if he said he was an assassin.
Of course.
This not bar an assassin? No.
Everything is plausible deniability. And of course, he's not going to be on the official payroll. Yeah. He's on the Black Ops payroll.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think he had something going on with wet work.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, he was...
So confirmed two in the middle.
It was... in the trailer, it said that he wasn't connected to any government agency, so...
No.
Doesn't mean it was the CIA, does it?
Most
it
of the assassins aren't connected to an agency.
Well, yeah, it's their.
It's deniability.
Yeah, they're freelance, but they're paid by under the table
by shell organizations.
Whomever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, according to the guy who is reputed to have killed Kennedy, he was like from the mafia, and he was like he did like work for the CIA, but he was basically essentially like on loan from the mafia as a hitman for the mafia.
Right.
So
wasn't there?
So I mean, that's possible.
Bunny, wasn't there speculation? No, actually, it was a guy who was interviewed back in the 80s said that someone was brought out from Italy. An assassin was one of the shooters from Italy. He didn't speak any English.
All right.
May have been part of the group that the witness was saying that they saw behind the fence near the railway, like quote unquote transient looking guys that didn't kind of fit, in.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Well, do you have anybody in your poll?
I do. I have 3, and they all 3 say confirm.
Confirmed. Okay.
Well.
I actually did my poll. I did my poll earlier, but I just checked and it's not up. So I only have 2 people in my chat anyway, and I didn't get any word from them. So one way or another.
That sucks.
So
I just ended my poll, so.
Okay, no problem. So we got 3 confirmed, 3 plus 2 confirmed, and 2 in the middle. And so I think that's pretty definitive. I'm a little shocked.
Confirms have it.
So when did Abby start like deciding on stuff? I mean, when did this happen?
I know.
So
my shit's always right sometimes.
All right. Okay, let me play.
Could be the ivermectin.
On the horse. So that's what it is.
There you go. There you go. Well, so okay, so Chuck
We're
Barris.
missing one. Somebody's not in the chat, and that's B Dog.
Yeah.
Is he on vacation?
Yeah.
Or something? Is he out doing something?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I
Maybe
missed
he's a
B-Dog.
CIA hitman.
And Time Prophet. No, the Time Prophet's a spook. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh hey.
Well, I am a little bit of.
He must be on an assignment then because he's not here.
Probably MI5 or MI6.
Well, see, I am ashamed of you guys.
Well, he must
bit.
be on. He must.
I'm a
What
little
did I do?
ashamed of you guys.
What did I do now?
Why?
I left in that thing where he said that he spent $20,000 on abortions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody said he
yeah.
must have had some parkour girlfriend. Nobody said that.
No, we were waiting for you to say it.
We all know. We all know the unknown comic is a parkour. We all don't worry about it.
Yes. He's from way back in the day.
It's too late.
Okay.
The show's ruined.
I'm
Too
serious.
late.
And then you had that other parkour, Gene the dancing machine.
Yes. Gene.
All right. Okay, I'll play it.
Is that what you're telling me?
Okay. All right. Gotta get the parkour in at least once.
There you go.
So,
At least once. At least once.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are at 40 episodes, gentlemen. 40 episodes.
Nice.
We're about to catch up with cannabis and conspiracies here shortly.
Watch out. We're rolling along.
So next week is the cryptid week. Anybody have a cryptid in mind?
Cryptid.
Joe Biden.
No idea.
Joe Biden.
Because
might
nobody's
be a little
seen
on the
that
nose.
guy since January 19th.
Yeah. I don't think there's been any sightings, have they?
Whatever happened then?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me think. What haven't we done?
I think.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get bit by something?
No. The forest gnomes. The Fae.
Ooh.
Forest gnomes, the Fae. We already did the fairy.
We did it. No, not fairies. The Fae.
Yeah, we did the fairy.
We didn't do the gnomes.
The Fae.
We are part of the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild.
No,
The Lollipop Guild.
not those guys. The gnomes.
But the little guys with
They
red
call them
hats.
forest people. Yes. Little pointy hats. I don't know. We could do that one, or
No,
we
that's
could do.
A little too close to fairy. A little too close to fairy.
Well, what about just saw some we did one on lizard people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yep, we did lizard people.
What about the frog man? I don't know where it's from. I saw it the other day. There were sightings of a frog man on a freeway or highway somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know if it's just me, but
Well,
I can't hear any of you.
That's stretching. That's
You
stretching.
can't hear us?
I got one for you, Wookie. Wookie. Did Santa really battle the Martians?
I'm not sure if it's my earphones.
Okay. Kroll's having some technical
Or if
difficulties.
it's on my end, I can't hear anything.
Can you hear anything, Kroll?
Kroll. Earth to Kroll.
Can't
Come
hear.
in, Kroll.
I
Can't
can
hear a
you,
thing.
Kroll.
Okay.
I
He
can
can't hear
you.
anything.
No idea.
He can't hear anything.
Okay.
We'll tell him later.
hear him.
We'll tell him later. We'll tell him
No
later.
idea.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we'll inform him later.
I have no sound.
You know.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
man.
No sound at all.
Got no sound. Maybe
All
it's
right.
just headset.
The headset died finally?
Oh. Mine did.
There is sound coming out. Thank you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
You hear Kroll?
Back?
You hear us?
No.
No.
Okay.
We're talking.
All right. We'll decide
Blink
off.
twice.
We'll drop this off stream. We'll let you know by next week. But thank you all for coming and participating, and thank you to my panel mates and Cruel, who currently can't hear us, so we can talk smack if we want
Nah, don't do that.
That'd be bad.
Don't do
to.
that.
We won't do it. We won't talk smack about him. He's Scottish, so he's got enough trouble in his mind.
Yes.
But anyway, the British Isle, pray for him. Pray for him. Anyway. So okay, so yeah, we'll come up with a conspiracy, cryptid for next week, and we will see you all then. Thank you all for coming. Same cryptid channel, same conspiracy time.
We'll see
everybody.
you later.
Support the parkour.
Yes. Your local park horse. Bye-bye.